All right, so we're going to talk about perimeter of a figure and also combining like terms. So how do you find perimeter? In order to find perimeter, you need to find the length of each side of the polygon. Polygon is just another word for shape. Step 2, add all the sides together and simplify by combining like terms. Step 4, check, does your answer make sense? For these, it's kind of hard to know whether it makes sense because it's going to be left in terms of variables. That's okay. Just kind of take a look at it and get used to always just kind of checking. All right, what does combining like terms mean? Like terms are terms that have the same variables and exponents. I like to say the same exact variable part. Everything is the same. If it's x squared, then the other one has x squared. The coefficients or the big terms in front, those can change. So organize the terms. A lot of us like to circle or highlight the ones that are the same, and then combine the coefficients by adding. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of these that are already finished. So here we want to find the perimeter of these shapes. This is a triangle. The perimeter, P, is equal to A plus B plus C. We located the side lengths and added them together. There are no like terms because none of these variables match. For this little guy, the trapezoid, the perimeter equals, and then we added the sides, A plus B plus C plus D. This one's a little different though. It says 4 times A, where if you think about, if we did this kind of the longer way, what that means is we would have A, oops, I'm using the wrong thing, A plus A plus A plus A, because each side is A. This is an example of like terms. All of them are A, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 4 times A is the same as A added together 4 times. This one is another example of combining like terms, because if we use the idea that perimeter is the sum of all the sides, we would have W plus L plus W plus L. Well, we have 2 W's and 2 L's. So that is an example of combining like terms. All right, so let's look at this first with just numbers. We are going to find the correct or the lengths of each of the sides. So we have 8 and 10. It says it's a rectangle, so that means that we know that this side is 10 because in rectangles, opposite sides are congruent. And this one over here is 8 because, again, in rectangles, opposite sides are congruent. Since perimeter is the distance around, we're going to add up all the sides. And using the order of operations to simplify, we're going to look. Do we have any groups? No. Do we have any exponents? No. Do we multiply or divide? No. Now add or subtract. So we go order left to right. 18 plus 8 plus 10. Again. 26 plus 10. And again. All right. So we simplified the expression and we got that the perimeter is 36. Okay, so now we want to find the perimeter of this rectangle. Again, we need to locate the side lengths, and in a rectangle, opposite sides are congruent. And perimeter, we add up all the sides. So we have 3y plus 5x plus 1. Since I'm that should just be a 1. Since I'm substituting, I really should put each term in parentheses. All right, so let's do that. Now, when you are combining like terms or simplifying in a variable expression, if it's only addition, you just remove the parentheses as step 1. So I'm going to remove all of the parentheses. In this case, it doesn't change anything, but sometimes it will. Like if there's subtraction in the problem. So you want to make sure that you be very careful about that. Now we're going to simplify by combining like terms. So let's look for our like terms. The first thing I have here has a y as its variable. So we're going to look for anything that just has a y for its variable. When you circle it, please circle the sign in front. Okay. Next, we're going to look for the next term. So we have positive 5x, and we're going to look for something else that has just an x. And here we go. And lastly, the teacher I worked with last year called these shark's teeth. We have a number with no variable and another number with no variable. So the next step is to combine the ones that are the same. So we have 3y and 3 more y. How many y's is that? 6 y's. Okay. Now we have 5x and 5 more x's. So that's 10 x's. We're adding the coefficients. Then we have 1 plus 1, which is 2. So the perimeter of this rectangle is represented by the expression 6y plus 10 plus 2. Combined, done. We're going to find a perimeter of this quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means 4 sides. Okay. So perimeter means we need to add up all of the sides, and that's what we're going to do first. So I'm going to start right here. We have one side, 7h minus 5, plus another side, 9h plus 2, plus another side, 7h plus 3, plus another side, 9h plus 6. The next step is to remove all the parentheses. There's no subtraction, there's no distributing in this problem, and so we're just going to remove all the parentheses. And then we're going to look through and group our things that have the same variable part. So here we have something with an h. So we have 7h. We have positive 9h. Another positive 7h, and another positive 9h. So those will all get grouped together. We also have constants. We have negative 5, 2, 3, and 6. None of those have a variable or a letter, and so we just add those together. Okay, so P equals, and now we're going to add 7 plus 9 is 16. 16 plus 7 is 23. And 23 plus 9 is 32. So we have 32 H's. Now we're going to look at our constants. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And 0 plus 6 is 6. So the perimeter of this quadrilateral four-sided figure is represented by the expression P equals 32H plus 6. All right, so look at this funky guy. We're going to find the perimeter of this polygon. Polygon means many-sided, or sides, really, many sides. All right, so we're going to find all the side lengths, which in this case, we have all of them. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes you have to think about it a little bit, but in this one we do. We're going to add all of the sides. So perimeter equals, and remember, whenever you substitute, you use parentheses. Plus 11 plus x plus 3x minus 6 plus 8x plus 2. That's a huge strength. The next thing is to remove the parentheses. If you have to distribute anything or subtract anything, you would do that now. but we don't, so we're just rewriting. All right, and now we're going to go on our search for like terms. So here we have something with an x. We want to find anything else that has an x. All of these terms contain just x and a coefficient. Now we're going to find this one has constants, so we're going to look at each constant, remembering to take the sign in front. And the last part is to combine like terms by adding the coefficients. So 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. And 13 plus 8 is 21. So we have 21 x's. Now we're going to add the coefficients. Positive 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 11 is 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, and 4 plus 2